Hi.
Hello.
Thank you. Ciao Katia. Thank you, Katia. And buongiorno a tutti from Rome. This is Sara, as Katia just kindly introduced me, from Rocco Forte Hotels, Italy. I'm very happy to join MTC Group today for this webinar. I hope you're all doing well. I know that you're still locked in your houses. I just wanted to tell you that, as you know, we in Italy have been locked down for over almost 2 months. So I know it's tough, but you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because our lockdown ended, I mean, the severe lockdown ended this week on Monday. So that's when we finally started to leave our houses. We can now walk around freely, the parks or the city. Some factories and industries have already reopened, while some others will reopen further in the month between the 18th of May and the 1st of June. So we are gradually going back to our normal lives, which is a fantastic news, because this has been a very, very unexpected, first of all, and very severe emergency. So it is time, you know, to gradually go back to our normal lives and to our normal activities and jobs. I know that I'm sure that we're all eager to do that. Before I take you through a little journey throughout Italy, a virtual journey throughout Italy, I just wanted to give you also a little update on the actual numbers of the coronavirus pandemic here in Italy, because I'm not sure what kind of news you receive you know, in Russia, but the situation here, it varies very much according to the regions of Italy. But unfortunately, the north of Italy and the region of Lombardia in the specific is the one that has been mostly affected. To give you some comparisons, in Lombardia, we have registered over 70,000 cases of coronavirus. While, for example, in Sicily, where we are lucky enough to have a beautiful resort and soon to be another beautiful property, there have been only 3,000 cases in a population of 5 million people. So you see that that's a very, you know, kind of different scale comparing the north with the south. Rome itself, which is, as you know, a very big city, has had 6,000 cases in a population of 6 million people. So we always need to be very careful, you know, when we watch the news and we look at numbers, because it is a very different kind of situation. Now, the most important thing is to continue to be careful now that we are allowed out, because the last thing that we want is to go back to lockdown and to you know, back to where we started. So this is something that we all need to really do and be extremely careful in order, you know, for the country to restart again. Talking about our properties, a little update on the reopening date, because as you know, of course, the hotels are currently still closed, all of the Italian properties of Rocco Forte Hotels. We are planning to reopen our properties in Puglia and Sicily towards mid-June. Probably around the 18th or 19th of June. But please, you know, keep this date still a little bit tentative, because as you know, it doesn't really depend on us. It depends on many different external factors. So we are now waiting to receive the official guidelines, protocols from the Italian government, so that we can implement all of the safety measures inside each hotel in order to guarantee a very safe and protected environment, both for our team members and of course for our guests. So we'll keep you posted on the reopening date, but we are talking about reopening Sicily, Puglia and the Hotel de Russie on the 18th of June. And then I'll give you further news as soon as I have them. And the Hotel de Russie is the hotel that I would like to start with the presentation, because of course the Hotel de Russie it's always been and still is the most iconic property of Rocco Forte hotels in Italy, and surely the property that you're most probably familiar with. I won't go through the entire presentation, but I will definitely give you some very important updates, because we do have one major update. Well, first of all, just to do a little refresh on the selling points of the Hotel de Russie, definitely the location is one of them, because we are lucky enough to be right in the heart of the historical area of Rome. I have chosen this picture of Piazza del Popolo because I think it's very sort of like dramatic kind of picture. This is an amazing, beautiful, big square, and the Hotel de Russie is where the Red Cross is arrow is pointing. So it's this building right here in the corner between Piazza del Popolo and Via del Babuino. Via del Babuino is one of the most famous luxury shopping street. So for those who like to come to Rome also for the shopping, this is a very convenient location. And right above us, I'm gonna go backwards 1 second. Here's the Hotel de Russie, and here this green area you see here is Villa Borghese, and Villa Borghese is one of the biggest and most beautiful parks in Rome. So it's literally right above us. On this map, there is also pointed out our second property, which is the Hotel de la Ville, which is right above the Spanish Steps. But I will get to that just after the Hotel de Russie. But just so you know that the location is quite similar. The two hotels are only 5 minutes walking distance away from each other. Now, going back to the Hotel de Russie, I'm sure you all know that the strongest and most unique feature of the hotel is our beautiful secret garden. We call it the secret garden because it's literally hidden within the building. So if you are outside and you stand, by the entrance of the hotel, you really won't be able to tell. Then once you are inside, you are surrounded by this amazing piece of green. It's a very large area, over 2,000 square meters of size, and it's made of different balconies and terraces, so there is a lot of space. And the major update on the Hotel de Russie, it's actually on the garden, because at the moment we are finishing a very big refurbishment of the garden, which we started last autumn. So it's been going on for a while because it's a very extensive kind of restoration. The garden dates back to the beginning of the 19th century. It was designed by Giuseppe Valadier, who's the same architect who designed Piazza del Popolo, to give you an example. So we're talking about an historic garden. And in fact, within the premises of the garden, we still have some beautiful ancient Roman columns or some ancient baths, something very precious, which needed a nice restoration. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We are replacing the pavement completely. We are redoing the green, manicuring the green. We are redoing the lighting, so that once we are ready to reopen, the garden should be finished in 4 weeks' time. So right on time for the possible reopening date, we will have the most amazing historic garden in the entire city. So that's something that we're very excited about, because the garden, it's always been beautiful, and after the refurbishment, it's going to be even more amazing. And having such a big garden area as well as courtyard area, it's a very important point, especially during these current circumstances, because we have many areas that we can use as private areas. So let's say that you have clients who do not feel comfortable in mingling with other guests or staff members. We can happily arrange a special spot in the garden, so you're not surrounded by anybody else. You're 100% safe and 100% romantic. Now, this is a picture that has been taken before the coronavirus crisis, but just to give you an idea of the many areas that we can use, both in the garden, but also in some of the private terraces of our top suites. So at the moment, we are working on new activities, on new kind of services that we can provide clients after this emergency, to ensure this social distancing within the hotel. This is our beautiful bar. Also, the bar has a big outdoor area. So as we going towards, the spring and summer season, I think that this is a very suitable option. It's always been a very suitable option. I mean, this bar has been extremely famous amongst local people since the very beginning. So that's something that it's always been super successful. But now I think that the garden and courtyard area comes even handier, because we have the flexibility of providing private and safe areas. Another update I wanted to give you before talking about quickly about the bedrooms is that the Hotel de Russie is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. We were supposed to do a big party in May, in collaboration with the jewelry brand Van Cleef, a big party in the gardens to celebrate, the 20th anniversary. It's a big, anniversary, this one. So unfortunately, of course, for obvious reasons, we're not able to do that, but we will do it again further in the year. Maybe in September, once everything is finished, we will celebrate the rebirth of the Hotel de Russie. Now, bedroom-wise, we have 120 bedrooms, of which 34 are suites. So we're talking about a nice inventory of suites. Of course, there are different categories, which I won't go through. But just to give you an idea of the design inside the bedrooms, this is a typical example of the Rocco Forte philosophy of design. So a very nice blend between classic and contemporary. Very soft pastel colors in order to create a very relaxing kind of atmosphere. This is one of our suites, an executive suite to be precise. Just so you know, in the years, we have done quite a lot of restyling and refresh to all of the bedrooms, and especially the suites. The suites have gone through an actual refurbishment. This is one of our brand new bathrooms inside one of the executive suite. So this is just to tell you that despite the hotel is 20 years old, we have done a lot of investment in order to keep the level of the product as fresh as possible. We have also created some new beautiful suites like this one. This is called the Valadier suite, and we created it by knocking down a wall in between two superior deluxe rooms. So now you have this beautiful one-bedroom suite, and the beauty of the suite is the view over the garden because of these amazing floor-to-ceiling windows. So you are outside, but inside, but it feels like being suspended over the garden. Another beautiful option in terms of suites is the Picasso suite with this amazing terrace. See that we're going back to the outdoor areas. This is a terrace where, you know, if you book the suite, a client can order room service and have a beautiful and romantic meal up on the terrace. Even this one here overlooking Piazza del Popolo, and be totally private. The Nijinsky suite, our presidential suite, it looks like an apartment. You do not feel that you are inside an hotel when you are in the Nijinsky suite, but also the other bedrooms, because that's something that Rocco Forte Hotels is very famous about, creating this very homey and cozy kind of feel. And this is the beautiful private terrace, 240 square meters of size, overlooking the rooftop of Rome, of the Nijinsky suite. And then our spa, which is a very large space with an hydrotherapy pool, as you can see, purely for relaxation. It's not a swimming pool. Sauna, Turkish bath, a fully equipped gym. Now also with the spa side, which could be a little bit complicated, you know, in terms of like social distancing in these current circumstances, we're trying to be creative and coming up with different ideas. So we may use some of our bigger junior suites and turn them into mini spas with you know, some technical gym equipments and massages areas, so you can, you know, do your treatment in a private room rather than the spa. So that's something that we're planning to do. Or another thing that we're planning to do, it's this one, which I really like, because it's called the art running. Now, this guy in the middle is Danilo, and it's our it's a guy, a personal trainer at the spa, and he's also a very knowledgeable about the history of Rome. So what he does, he takes client outside on a running around the most famous sites. This is, of course, the, you know, the Colosseums. And while you run, you also get a little bit of history of the places that you're seeing. So that's something that I think is going to be interesting, and it's called we called it the art running. So just keep that in mind. Moving on to our second property, Hôtel de la Ville. So while the Hôtel de Russie is turning 20 years old this May, the Hôtel de la Ville is turning 1 year old in May, also in May. So because we opened the Hôtel de la Ville on the 23rd of May, 2019. So it's still a baby. And this is something quite, you know, upsetting in a way for us, because we've put so much efforts in the launch of this new project that we were really looking to receive, you know, a lot of inquiries this year. And unfortunately, we were forced to stop. But that's okay. I mean, we will get back and we will rise up stronger, I'm sure. Now, the Hôtel de la Ville, you may be familiar with, because it used to be an hotel. It's been an hotel for forever, really, since the opening. And for many years, it was managed by Intercontinental. In fact, it was called Intercontinental Hôtel de la Ville. We took over a couple of years ago, a little bit longer actually, and we started a major refurbishment, 40 million euros in the refurbishment of the Hôtel de la Ville. So you see, it was a huge investment for us, but the property, the building really needed a lot of work because it was a little bit dated. In terms of selling points of the Hôtel de la Ville, of course, the location, because we are right above the Spanish Steps, as you can see on this picture. Now, this is a sort of maybe a sort of a fake picture, because Piazza di Spagna is never like this. It has been like this, actually, in the past few months when nobody was around. But usually, that's more likely the crowd in the area of the in the surrounding areas of the Spanish Steps. And this is just to say that clients who want to staying at the Hotel de la Ville have to like the fact of being right in the middle of the action, as I usually say. The De Russie is much more quiet and private because of the garden, while the de la Ville is a very urban kind of hotel, very vibrant, very dynamic. You need to like that. So that's one of the differences between the two properties. Now the building, it's also historic, obviously, like all of the buildings in this area of Rome. But then, of course, during the refurbishment, we went a little bit more, creative with the design, keeping the history though, because we did not want to forget that we are in the historical area of Rome. So all around you, once you walk inside, you will find a collection of statues and busts from the Renaissance time, as well as more contemporary elements of design. Like this is the corridor that leads from the reception area to the lifts to then go up to the floors. And we have renamed this area the selfie spot, because we have noticed that everybody, all clients that walk past these mirror areas, they tend to go back and take funny pictures of themselves. So I've looked for a collection of Instagram posts just to show you what I mean. The Hotel de la Ville is very Instagrammable. I think that's the way of saying that, because it's extremely photogenic, maybe because of the color schemes that we have used, but you will see a lot of these Instagram posts on my presentation. And it's a building that hides a lot of hidden features. For example, the courtyard, which you can only find once you get to the second floor of the hotel. So if you are downstairs, you will never imagine that such an historic building also has this beautiful courtyard. And this is where we serve breakfast. This is where we have one of our restaurants. And this is where we serve breakfast in the morning. The windows that you see around the courtyard are bedrooms. So one of the views from the bedrooms of the Hotel de la Ville is the courtyard view. So we go back, like we were saying for the Hotel de Russie, to the fact that also the Hotel de la Ville has many outdoor areas that we can use for clients who want to be a little bit more private. This is another angle of the courtyard, but it's pretty large, and there is quite a lot of covers. And then on to the bedrooms, I've picked this post of Instagram because I wanted to show you the color of the doors on the bedrooms, because we have gone for this very sexy, bright red, a little bit like a caveau of a bank. So all of the entrance doors are like this, and this was a fashion campaign that was shooted in the corridors of the Hotel de la Ville. And then here you go, the bedrooms, 102 bedrooms. This is one of our entry level rooms. It's called the superior room, starting with 25/27 square meters of size. And I'm gonna flick through the categories just to show you, just to give you a feel of the design. So while the De Russie is very much about soft pastel colors, here we've gone for much stronger kind of palette, and we have used a lot of velvet, a lot of black and white geometrical lines, as well as these like big curtains. So that reminds of those typical Italian palazzos back in the beginning of the 19th century, but always with a sort of a contemporary twist. Beautiful, large marble bathrooms, all of them, also in the entry-level rooms. And most of all, I want to get to the outdoor spaces once again. So this is one of our junior suites. Look how big this terrace is. You can easily have, I mean, there's a picture of a rosé champagne bottle here. You can have a cocktail, you can have a breakfast, you can have a dinner. And this specific terrace is overlooking the courtyard. But if you go a little bit higher in terms of like floors, you get to the most amazing view that you can, you know, ever imagine in Rome. You see St. Peter's Squares is right in front of you. You see the cupola here. And this is the Canova suite, is one of our signature suites. Or the La Ville suite, presidential suite on the 8th floor, beautiful, large, with a private kitchen, a dining room, a beautiful living room, this very unique wallpaper on the walls of the bedrooms, and most of all, this amazing terrace. I mean, here, I can't find the words to describe the beauty once you are up here. It's really, really spectacular. And we have used this, look at this, we have used this terrace not just for the guests of the La Ville suite, but to hold some events. For example, we were lucky enough to host the premiere of some very famous movies, and I'm mentioning Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Margot Robbie, but also Maleficent. I don't know how you say that in Russian, but in Italian it's Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. So just to tell you that we have had the pleasure of hosting already, and we are not even a year old, some very important guests and celebrities at the Hotel de la Ville. Food and beverage, very briefly, we do have quite a lot of choice in terms of restaurants because we have 3 restaurants and 3 bars, which is quite a lot for a small hotel. One of that is Sistina, which is one of my favorites. It's a Roman bistro, meaning that we serve typical Roman cuisine. So you can eat, you can find the matriciana, you can find the carbonara, all those typical Roman dishes in a not so Roman trattoria kind of style, because you see how unique the design of Sistina is, with this kind of like botanical theme on the walls. And then on the first floor by the courtyard area, we have Mosaico, which, as I said, we offer breakfast here in the morning and dinner at night. With outdoor seating, we have had, for example, during the summer, last summer, a very nice jazz band playing during dinner time. And the atmosphere here is really pleasant. Also on the second floor, we have our Julep bar, which in terms of design reminds a little bit maybe of Morocco or maybe a little bit of Portugal. So you see every room you visit, you find a different kind of design. The print room is adjoining to the bar, and this is where clients can come to have a drink or a small meal, but also just to, you know, relax, surrounded by those beautiful drawings and prints of ancient Rome. And then finally, everybody's favorite, Cielo, restaurant and bar. Cielo in Italian means sky. And this is our rooftop bar and restaurant on the 6th and 7th floor. So when you are up here, sipping a cocktail, watching the sunset, it's really one of the most amazing experiences that you can do in Rome. And then our spa, we also have also at the De La Ville, we have a very large, beautiful spa with a plunge pool, several treatment rooms, a fully equipped gym. And I've picked this picture because this is the very first Irene Forte spa in our hotels. Irene is one of Sir Rocco Forte's daughters, and she's the one looking after the wellness and spa side of the business. And she launched her own skincare product line, and it's called Irene Forte. So that's what we use at the Hotel de la Ville Spa. Moving on to north of Rome, we go to Florence. Rome and Florence are very close by, easily combinable in one stay, because there is a fast train which is called Eurostar. So in an hour and a half time, you get from the center of Rome to the center of Florence. And right in the heart of Florence, we have our beautiful Hotel Savoy, which you can see. I mean, there's no need to show you the map, but you can see that the Duomo, the main cathedral in town, stands right behind us, because it looks like the cupola is on top of the Hotel Savoy, and it's literally just around the corner. We are in Piazza della Repubblica, which is one of the major squares of Florence, and we are literally within minutes from all the major sites of Florence. Florence is a much smaller city than Rome, so it's very walkable. But when you stay at the Savoy, you don't have to think about taking taxis or anything. You can walk everywhere. We have Via Tornabuoni, which is on the opposite side of the square, and that's where all the major luxury boutiques are located. Of course, shopping is one of the reasons why clients will go to Florence. Florence is the home of many fashion Italian designers, Gucci, Ferragamo, Pucci, and so on. They're all from Florence or surrounding areas. It's a very fashionable city. We are lucky enough to have a beautiful terrace right on the square, which we use as outdoor area for our bar and restaurant. So sitting here during the spring, summer, or even winter time, because we have covered it a little bit with heaters, it's great for people watching, because Piazza della Repubblica is a very vibrant and busy street. There you go. That's another angle of our terrace. And then a flair of the design inside the Hotel Savoy. As you probably know, the Hotel Savoy went through a full refurbishment. It was closed for 6 months from autumn 2017 to April 2018. So we closed the hotel completely and we refurbished the bedrooms mainly. We reduced the inventory. We went down to from 102 to 80 bedrooms, so we have larger rooms, and at the same time we refreshed the style of the hotel. And talking about fashion, for the very first time, our director of design, Olga Polizzi, partnered with a local fashion brand, which is Emilio Pucci, and he designed some of furnitures like these 2 chairs here or the carpet exclusively for the Hotel Savoy. So there's a very strong sense of fashion and sense of place. Our bar, which is great because even when you are inside, you can still enjoy the view onto the square, and the brand new rooms. So that's an example of a deluxe room, but this is also one of my favorites. It's called the Junior Deluxe. So see how delicate these colors and these wallpapers are. At the Savoy, even more than other hotels of the collection, you really feel like being in your private Florentine residence. Look at the views. Some of the rooms are overlooking the Duomo, the ones located at the back of the building. Most of the bedrooms are facing the square. This is one of our brand new Grand View suite, so called because it's overlooking Piazza della Repubblica. And this is the Duomo Presidential Suite. The attention to details in these rooms is spectacular, because everywhere you turn, you find something. You find a little vase, you find the books, you find the candle holders. It's really like you would do in your own house. And that's the bedroom of the De La Ville suite. Of the Duomo Presidential Suite. Now, let's leave the cities for a second and let's move down to the south of Italy towards Puglia. And that's where last year we opened our new property. We were not present in this region up until last year, and now we are, and we're very happy about it because Puglia is amazing and it's becoming a very popular destination. Last year we had an amazing year, despite it was the first, so sometimes it's not easy, you know, when you launch a new hotel to already have guests. But here it was extremely successful. I just want to, I'll show you the masseria, I just want to show you the location. So you see the RF red logo here. We are in a very strategic position because first of all, we're very close to the to the two airports of Puglia, Bari in the north and Brindisi in the south. And also about 45 minutes driving distance from each airport. But most of all, we are surrounded and we are in the proximity of some of the most beautiful towns in Puglia. And I've just done a collage you know, of things, but there are many more. But just to give you an idea, Alberobello, which is a UNESCO site, extremely unique village, is about 15 minutes driving distance. Ostuni, known as the White Town, it reminds a little bit of some Greek islands and towns. Again, 20 minutes driving distance away. Lecce, further down the south, to me, one of the most beautiful cities that we have in Italy, very Baroque, amazing, golden stones, great. And then of course the sea, because Puglia is definitely known for that. The color of the water is just really, really pretty. And then our masseria. So here's a picture to give you an idea of where we are. I mean, we are in the countryside and surrounded by the famous Puglian olive groves, century-old olive groves, but at the same time, we are very close to the sea, as you can see from this picture. We are about 10 minutes driving distance from our beach club, which I'll show you in a minute. And we do have a shuttle that goes back and forth to the complimentary shuttle to the beach club. So it's a very nice position because you are surrounded by this beautiful nature, very peaceful and very quiet, but then at the same time, you're also very close to the sea. And this is another angle of the masseria. This is a typical Puglian masseria. Masseria in Italian means farmhouse, and this specific one dates back to the 16th century, so the architecture is really, really pretty. This was an hotel before us. It was managed by owned and managed by a local Puglian family, and then we took over and we did a nice refurbishment, especially in the bedrooms. This is the entrance of the masseria. It's like entering your own kind of little, you know, town and village. It's very compact. And look at the beauty of these, as soon as you walk inside of this green, of this bougainville. It's a little jewel, the masseria. And these are the bedrooms, the brand new bedrooms, very spacious. We're starting with the superior room, which is not, this one is the room category below, but still we are around 35, starting with 35 square meters of size. The deluxe is 40, so you do have a lot of space. And the nice thing is that each category, each room has its own patio outside. They're all on the ground floor, so you always have your own private outdoor area. Sometimes accessible through the bathroom, which is quite funny, but that's how the structure was at the beginning. You see the outdoor area here. And then, of course, when you go for higher categories, junior suites and suites, you have, yes, more space, but also some of the rooms of the suites have private plant pools, as you can see. So we go back again to the message I was giving you before with the Hotel de Russie and then the Hotel de la Ville, the outdoor space that becomes even more important nowadays. And then the Torre Suite, which is our presidential suite, that looks like a house, 100%. And our food and beverage. I mean, Puglia is one of the regions with the best food ever. Every time I go to Puglia to visit the masseria, I spend most of my time eating. because there is this very like big, like a sharing, eating, sharing kind of culture. You still find these masserias with the grandma cooking, making the pasta, the orecchiette, with this beautiful local produce that they have, the vegetables, the burrata cheese. I could go on forever. It's almost lunchtime here in Italy, so I'm getting a little bit hungry as well. But here's our restaurant, Carosello, with this beautiful outdoor area, the bar also with outdoor seating. We do entertainment at night, like sort of like piano bar. Our pool area with the pool bar as well. And at night, a beautiful atmosphere to have an aperitivo before dinner. And the beach club, sorry, the spa first, which is not a fully equipped spa. We only have a couple of treatment rooms and a gym, just so you know, using Rocco Forte product here too. And the access to the beach club, as I said, 10 minutes driving distance away from the Masseria with the shuttle. And that's the beach club, a beautiful strip of sandy beach, very comfortable. The access to the water is amazing. Look at that. And here there is a bar and a restaurant on the premises of the beach club, so you can spend the entire day here. The use of the umbrellas and the chairs, it's all included in the room rate. And to finish with the Masseria, our private boat. So last year when we opened, we started this service, and it was extremely successful because, you know, if you are a family or a couple or a family, whatever, you can hire our boat for maybe half a day and do a tour in the proximity, you know, of the coast, in the proximity of the Masseria. We serve a light lunch during the tour, and it's just very relaxing. So we will have that also this summer. And then from Puglia down the south, even more south, we get to Sicily. And that's where, as I was telling at the very beginning of the presentation, we have our beautiful Verdura resort. We have had Verdura for quite a long time, 10 years now. And then next year, we will open our second property, which I'll show you a few pictures at the end, which is Villa Igea in Palermo. Starting with Verdura resort, a little map of Sicily, just to point our location. Verdura is where the red V with the palm tree on top is located. So we are in southwest part of the island. The nearest airport is Palermo, and from Palermo is 1 hour and 20 minutes driving distance away. It's a nice drive because you drive at the first through the coast, so you see the sea, and then through the countryside. So it's a really panoramic, kind of like scenic kind of drive. We are in the proximity of Agrigento and Sciacca. Sciacca is actually the nearest town. So it's about 10 minutes driving distance away from the resort. And this is where clients would go, for example, for a walk or for dinner or a lunch or a dinner if they wanted to go out of the resort. It's a very typical, colorful fisherman Sicilian village. So when you go here at night and you have a seafood meal, you eat the freshest food, fish possible, with a very, decent price, because you can have a full meal with like 30 euros per head. You have to bear in mind that here you don't have fancy restaurants or luxury shopping. This is not what this area of Sicily is about. This area of Sicily is about authenticity. So you need to know that when you address clients to this part, otherwise they may be disappointed. So it's always very important to say that. Another very important site in the proximity of Verdura is the Valley of the Temples, which is a Greek site, and it's amazing because these temples are extremely nicely kept. So going here for an half-day tour with a guide, it's great because you go back to history while seeing, you know, what these temples used to look like and still look like. And now onto the resort. Now the space factor here at Verdura is, you know, even more fundamental. I think that amongst all of our properties in Italy, Verdura is the most suitable one for clients during these current times, because here the space is so big. We're talking about 230 hectares of land. To give you an idea, Monaco is smaller. So Verdura is bigger than Monaco altogether. So here, social distancing is actually a natural status. It's not because of the coronavirus. If you don't want to bump into people, you don't bump into people at Verdura, because there's so many options in terms of spaces. Keep in mind that the resort itself, the bedrooms and the, you know, reception and restaurant areas only occupies a little piece of the resort. All around you, you are surrounded by olive groves, orange trees. This is the area where the blood orange trees, Sicilian blood orange trees come from, here, precisely this one. And you are surrounded also by the golf, because golf is definitely one of the most important features of Verdura. We have 3 championship golf courses, 2 18 holes, 1 9-hole. So for golfers, this is paradise. But even if you're not a golfer like me, I'm not a golfer, I don't really care about golf, you're not bothered by the golf course. Actually, the green, because it needs to be kept, you know, in shape, it's really beautiful to the eyes. So it's just, don't think about Verdura as a golf resort or just a golf resort, because it's not. It's much more than that. This is a picture that we have taken with a drone to show you the main complex of the resort. So this is where we have, of course, our big and beautiful swimming pool, but this is where we have our reception area, 2 restaurants, the bar area, and the bedrooms are on the right and left side of the main complex. Beautiful, spacious. This is the entry level, 40 square meters of size with a beautiful terrace. Now the rooms can either be on the ground floor or on the first floor, like this one. The first floor, the rooms on the first floor have a balcony, while the rooms on the ground floor have a patio outside. Oh, sorry, that's the picture. So there is no like high-rise building. So wherever you are, you'll always have a view of the sea, because there's nothing blocking you. Of course, that was done on purpose. This is a new build hotel, so we could do whatever we wanted to. And we have used a very contemporary design, but still very comfortable. And we have used a lot of material coming from Sicily for our rooms. For example, the pavement is done with the Etna volcano stones, just to give you an idea. This is one of our villas. Villas, again, could be very suitable during these current times, because if you're a family, you can hire a villa. And if you want, you don't see anybody else, because, you know, you can stay in your villa, you have your private pool. We can provide, I don't know, a chef cooking for you. You can do barbecues in your own, you know, dining room area. So I couldn't think of a better accommodation than one of our villas. There you go, that's another one. We have 6 of them of different sizes, up to 4 bedrooms. They're all quite similar in terms of design, and you see how close they are to the sea. So the view of the sea is even more beautiful. And then the pool, which I showed you before, but this is my favorite picture, because of where we are located in the island, the sun falls down into the water right in front of the bar of Verdura. So how lucky are we? You know, you can sip a mojito, a Sicilian mojito, done with blood orange, you know, juice, and while watching the sunset is really pretty. And our private beach, which is also in the proximity of the main complex. There you go. There's you can't see it in this picture, but there is a bridge that connects the beach with the water, so you don't have to walk on the, because there are some stones between the, you know, the sand and the water. So we've done this bridge for the guest conveniences. And the food, you know, I could say what I've said about Puglia also for Sicily, because the food culture here is super strong, and they have so many like local delicious produce. We have a variety of restaurants here at Verdura. This one is my favorite, is Amare, which Amare in Italian means two things: on the sea and to love. And that's why we have called this restaurant Amare, because as you can see, it's right on the beach. And this is a purely seafood restaurant. So when you walk inside at night for dinner, only open for dinner, you have a fish display, and you can choose, you know, your fish, and we cook it for you right there, fresh. And this is instead another one, which is called Liola. As you can see from this picture, the design is much more like colorful and fun, with this typical, you know, ceramic. Sciacca, the town I was showing you before, is very famous for this. So you can visit these like local boutiques, and they will sell you these beautiful tiles. Are amazing. I've used them in my kitchen as well, and they're super nice. But this one, it's perfect for families. You can bring your kids here because they're super fun, and we serve pizza and pasta, so very comfortable kind of food, great for kids. And this is instead at Zagara, which is a little bit more fine dining. We go back to the main complex. So this is basically overlooking the sea, yes, but mostly overlooking the pool with outdoor seating. So it's a bit more like Mediterranean kind of cuisine. And then the spa. The spa is actually one of the reasons why clients would choose Verdura, because it's a huge space. It sits in its own block, 11 treatment rooms, a beautiful you know, pool area, indoor pool, but also 4 thalassoterapy pools where you can do like some very nice journeys. We do all sorts of treatments and programs as well, according to the length of stay. You can have like a slimming, a detox kind of program. So there is a variety of programs that you can pick for your clients, and also a variety of sports activities. I chose this one because it's a yoga lesson that we do in the, you know, proximity of the spa. So you see, you do yoga and surrounded by this beautiful nature, so it's very relaxing. Golf course, we said. And the going back to the kids theme, this is perfect. Verdura is perfect for families. Because you know, we have lots of space for them, including this really sweet kids club, but where we do like cooking class. There is like a mini kitchen when kids can learn how to make pizzas or gelatos. It's a very nice area. And then sports, because we have like 7 tennis courses, we have a football pitch, bicycles, because Verdura is totally car free. So you move around only with bikes, walking or golf carts. And water sports, like this one, which is, I wouldn't do this, but it's supposed to be quite popular. I think it's called jet ski. We also have a boat, very much like Masseria Torre Maizza. We do the same kind of tours. Look at the color of the water. I just want to skip that, otherwise I get a little bit nostalgic. And these 2 pictures here at the very end of the presentation, I just wanted to show it to you. These are renderings. They're not real pictures, because we are building on one side of the resort 20 new villas, stand-alone villas, 3 and 4 bedrooms. The first 8 villas, new villas, will be ready in September this year. We've been delayed because of everything that has happened, because we were supposed to open the new villas in June, but we're not ready. So we're gonna push the opening of the first 8 villas in September. I'll tell you the date when I know it. But these are amazing, because look at this. Here, you're totally private. So to reach the main complex, the reception area and the restaurant areas, it will take you maybe 5 or 10 minutes with the golf cart, which will be provided, automatically provided to guests staying in the villas. You have your own pool, you have this beautiful sea view of the sea, and then here is just an idea of the design. So very, very homey. So remember the new villas at Verdura, because that's something that may come again handy, especially during these times. And to finish, I'm almost done. Villa Igea in Palermo, it's our new project, super exciting project. We were supposed to be opening in June this year. But again, we have been delayed because the building site was stopped, completely stopped for 2 months during the lockdown, so we couldn't do anything. And now we're just recently restarted, but we won't be able to make it for this year. So we have sadly decided to push the opening of Villa Igea to the 29th of April 2021. But the good thing is that when we are, opening, we're going to be fully completed. There will no, works going on. It will be all done. To give you an idea of the location of Villa Igea. Villa Igea, if you're familiar with Palermo, but if not, it's not in the heart of Palermo, in the city center. To get to the city center, you will need a transport. We are thinking about doing a shuttle, and it will take you maybe 15 minutes driving. You could walk, but only the brave ones maybe can walk, not everybody. So that's why we're thinking about, doing a shuttle. We are not too far from the airport, about 20 minutes driving distance, and we are by the sea, as you can see. We are by the marina. There you go. This is Villa Igea. And Villa Igea is an extremely popular hotel in Palermo. It was already the best hotel in town. It was managed by several different companies before us. The last one was M Gallery until we took over and started the refurbishment. But I am 100% sure that after the refurbishment is going to be even more beautiful. Villa Igea has a big history, because it was built the beginning of the 19th century as a private summer house of the family that used to own Villa Igea, La Famiglia Florio, which has an amazing story. There is a book about them in Italy, which is called I Leoni di Sicilia, The Lions of Sicily. If you ever, I don't know if it's out in Russian, but if you ever come across this book, please read it, because the story of the family, which they started from nothing and built an empire, is fascinating, and it tells you about Villa Igea, so it's really, really interesting. So it's a Liberty style building, really beautiful, very dated. That's why the refurbishment is taking quite a long time, because we really had to redo everything. But look at this. I mean, it still keeps a lot of history. This is the pool facing the marina with these beautiful Roman columns. We will work on the outdoor area as well. We will refurbish those as well. This is the restaurant terrace. So having a dinner here, watching the sea is really special. And these are the first real images, they're not renderings, of the mock-up rooms. So that's how the new rooms will look like. So we will again maintain some classical features, but then introducing our typical Rocco Forte touch, using the colors of the nature around us. So the blue of the sea is going to be the predominant color at Villa Egea. Most of the rooms will have sea views. That's the living room of one of our suites. And that's it, actually. That's the end of the presentation. I'm sorry I might have taken more time than what I've promised, but at least we have covered everything. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen so I can pass on to Katia first, and then Olga, I guess. But thank you very much for listening.
Sara, thank you very much. It is a wonderful presentation. I hope all of our clients will have opportunity to visit your hotels as soon as possible.
Me too.
Will try.
Let's hope the borders will reopen soon.
Yes, I hope so. Dear colleagues, do you have questions to Sara? Маш, есть? Нет? Не вижу в чате. Маша, выключен звук у тебя. Если вопросов нету, тогда мы, наверное, переходим к презентации нашего гида Ольги. Ольга базируется у нас в Риме. Одну минуточку. Маш, включи звук, пожалуйста.
У нас есть вопрос, как далеко находится пляж от Массерии. Sara, can you kindly tell us how many time does it take to get to beach from Masseria?
10 minutes with the shuttle.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ну что, тогда переходим к Ольге. Ольга, здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. Приветствую вас из центра Италии, из Рима. И Сара вам уже рассказала немножко о ситуации. Я вам хочу рассказать немножко о позитивных новостях, потому что все слышат, в общем, новости о всей Италии. И, естественно, все думают, что это происходило во всех регионах Италии. На самом деле, север Италии, многие знают, это очень большой регион, Ломбардия, там проживает 10 миллионов. И, естественно, вот эти вот показатели заболеваний, коронавируса, который так сейчас охватил весь мир, поэтому, естественно, думали, что во всей Италии. На самом деле у нас в Лацио, то есть Рим, это столица Лацио, центральный регион, число зараженных, умерших очень низкое. И решение именно правительства итальянского было очень решительным в этот момент. Они никогда не принимали таких жестких мер, но они решили первыми в мире объявить эпидемию, потом пандемию и закрыть все это. Италия замерла, все остановилось. Конечно, это всех испугало, но по, вот, скажем, по новостям уже, как вы видели, у нас уже второй этап выхода из карантина, то есть 4 мая мы можем выходить, мы можем общаться с близкими и даже посещать любовниц и любовников, потому что в Италии очень важны такие отношения, а не на уровне именно родственных отношений. То есть друзьям нет, но к любовникам и к любовнику можно ходить, так что это уже положительно. И Италия уже обещает, вот в Италии обещают, по крайней мере в Риме, естественно, они сейчас следят очень за ситуацией, особенно с севера, может быть, на севере такого не будет, но уже в Риме с 18 мая обещают открыть музей. И будут открываться музеи, конечно, будут соблюдать дистанционное расстояние. Безусловно, люди будут ходить в масках, потому что у нас маски введены как обязательное использование в супермаркетах, в общественном транспорте, в местах массового скопления. Открылись рестораны, которые дают take-away, и в летний период муниципалитеты дадут разрешение всем ресторанам, барам именно выставлять столики на улицу. Естественно, таким образом люди будут находиться в открытом пространстве и меньше риска заболеваний. Но такие, скажем, уже положительные предположения, что к концу мая заболевших уже не будет. То есть остановится, по крайней мере, с центра по юг Италии заражение. То есть это очень хорошие параметры. И сейчас нам разрешено перемещаться только по нашему региону, но вот ближайший прогноз, что мы можем перемещаться также по другим регионы, и, скорее всего, если так пойдут дела во всем мире, потому что я знаю, что сейчас в России как бы вы приближаетесь к пику, то, что мы уже пережили, поэтому, скажем, пару месяцев и должно все наладиться. Поэтому надеемся хотя бы на конец лета или начало осени, что сезон туристический начнется, и первые туристы будут приезжать. И хочу сказать, что положительное в том, что не будет таких больших очередей, потому что многие, кто был уже в Италии, кто посещал Колизей, Ватикан, это было самое страшное место, где нужно было выстоять в больших очередях, даже если были заказы, но все равно музеи были переполнены, людей было много, поэтому вирус вот тут, скажем, помог ограничить количество посетителей, и, скорее всего, будет комфортно посещать и Колизей, и Ватикан, самое-самое такое популярное место. Но что касается фонтана Треви, еще не знаем, что они там придумают, но, безусловно, если вируса не будет, то все вернется как прежде. И я вам подготовила несколько таких вот фотографий, презентаций, новых экскурсий. Немножко расскажу о наших классических турах, и потом именно сделаю акцент на новом. Значит, конечно, все любят прогулку по Риму, прогулку или же на машине, как у нас многие, те, кто устают долго ходить, заказывали, и многие предпочитали именно гулять. Но в последнее время мы добавили именно, это очень нравится туристам, они любят заходить в какой-то бар, где не теряется, в какое-то кафе, в какое-то особенное место, попробовать какую-то особенность. Я вам потом подробно расскажу про эту экскурсию. Ну, этот год очень важный для вообще всей Италии, потому что в этом году 537 лет со дня смерти великого архитектора и художника эпохи Ренессанса, Возрождения Рафаэля. Рафаэль большой вклад внес за свой короткий творческий период. В 37 лет он скончался, даже могила его находится в античном храме Пантеоне, и он похоронен в Риме, не зря его не перезахоронили в Флоренцию или в Урбино, откуда он был родом. Рафаэль творил в папском дворце, это говорит о том уже, насколько он значимый. Но почему я эту экскурсию оставлю еще и на будущее, потому что часто приезжаешь в Рим, о Рафаэле мы рассказываем мало, потому что Рафаэль есть в малопосещаемых церквях, поэтому в этом году была посвящена выставка, она вот закончится в июне, мы не знаем, может ее продлят, прекрасная выставка, она находится, вот сейчас как раз вы можете посмотреть на фотографии, Кверинальский холм. Кверинальский холм — один из античных холмов, один из 7 холмов, на которых был основан Рим, где впоследствии была летняя резиденция римских пап. Вы здесь даже можете увидеть дворец, который был построен в 17 веке, над ним работал Бернини. И вот тут вот слевее вы увидите такое здание, тоже очень элегантное, это была папская конюшня, называется именно Скудерия дель Квинали, и здесь была организована выставка, помещенная памяти Рафаэля. Было привезено очень много картин из великих международных музеев, где можно было ознакомиться с творчеством Рафаэля. И очень было проведено много виртуальных туров, кто любопытствует, может посмотреть, но мы надеемся, что все-таки эту выставку продлят, но если не продлят ее, я именно введу и вот в один из список моих экскурсий, именно экскурсию по местам творчества Рафаэля. Эта экскурсия тоже, скажем, очень особенная. Эти места, кроме, как вы видите на картиночке, Пантеона, не входят в классическую обзорную экскурсию. мы гуляем по вилле Форнезины, вот это вот с левой стороны вверху первая фотография, где вы увидите прекрасную виллу банкира, очень состоятельного, влиятельного человека Киджи, который в честь своего второго брака, в честь своей жены, простолюдинки, которую он привел в общество, он построил эту виллу и заказал у самых талантливых художников расписать ее. Поэтому здесь тоже можно познакомиться с творчеством Рафаэля. Следующая картинка — это как раз вот эта лоджия Амора и Психеи, где вы видите и узнаете прекрасный миф о свадьбе богов, которая именно как раз была посвящена банкиру Киджи. Рядом, третья картинка у нас справа уже, это церковь Сант-Агустину. Мы тоже не особо ее посещаем, она находится недалеко от площади Навона, и в ней, помимо того, что очень интересная история, что эта церковь чуть ли была не построена на деньги куртизанок римских, которые вкладывали, которые даже, некоторые из них были похоронены тайно, и там тоже работал Рафаэль. Поэтому вот картиночку вы увидите с пророком, это тоже работа Рафаэля с таким уже влиянием Микеланджело. И внизу, здесь у нас показан, вот как раз я вам хотела показать еще одну церковь, с левой стороны, в уголочке церковь, на площади Дель Пополо, как раз вот Сара рассказывала про отель де Русио, как раз вот эта церковь находится недалеко от великолепной площади Дель Пополо, где представлена работа Рафаэля как архитектора. Поэтому можно и познакомиться с Рафаэлем как с архитектором. Ну и здесь я вам показать хочу две картиночки, две фотографии. Это Пантеон, великий античный храм всех богов, где захоронены короли Италии и где находится могила Рафаэля. И вот с правой стороны работа его учеников, надгробия, которые выполнили с образом Девы Марии, и его могила с прекрасным эпитафием, которые посвятили смерти Рафаэлю. И следующую, сейчас мы уже можем, перепрыгнуть на следующую презентацию, на следующую экскурсию. Сейчас вы можете переключить, да? Это у нас будет следующая пятерочка. Так. Мистический Рим. Я хотела вам рассказать этой экскурсии. Сейчас появятся фотографии, да, очень такая, скажем, интересная экскурсия, которую любят и дети, и взрослые, особенно которые интересуются чем-то необычным, какими-то такими историями, что-то страшненькое, что-то тайное. И Рим богат этим. Любой город, которому Рим почти 3000 лет, поэтому этот город богат такими историями, легендами. Здесь вы увидите очень такую даже странную церковь. На самом деле это даже не церковь, это крипта, где хоронили монахов. И там захоронено около 4000 монахов. Но они захоронены очень в такой необычной форме. Как вы увидите, это косница. И вот где разобраны все человеческие тела, даже украшения сделаны из костей. И следующая фотография – это мост, ведущий к замку Святого Ангела, являющийся сначала гробницей императора Адриана, а впоследствии он стал тюрьмой, потом он использовался инквизицией, где заседал инквизиционный суд. И вот это страшный мост, где по сегодняшний день видят многих призраков умерших в этой тюрьме, призраков, которые так и не нашли себе спокойствия в Риме, которые были убиты не совсем честным способом и, можно сказать, ни за что. Поэтому тоже такое мистическое место. И, конечно, к мистический Рим можно добавить очень много мест. Я показала вам самые основные, но очень интересная экскурсия. И еще вот здесь вы увидите экскурсия на ретро Cinquecento автомобилях, очень популярный. Это самая первая, кстати, машина, такая пролетариатская машина. Можно даже чем-то ее сравнить с нашим запорожцем, в который помещались не только 6 человек семьи, но и чемоданы, собаки и так далее, и это все перевозилось на дачный какой-то домик, или же, как римляне любили ездить на море. Такую экскурсию проводят обычно на 2, 4, даже больше машин нанимают, они всех разных цветов. Есть такие любители, которые поддерживают эти машины, и эта экскурсия посещает панорамные площадки. Здесь я вам показала один из самых тоже популярных романтических мест. Обычно итальянцы, римляне, вернее, здесь назначают первое свидание, апельсиновый сад. Здесь сейчас вы не увидите на картиночке апельсинов, но вдали этой аллеи виден купол. Виднеется холм, Ватиканский холм, где можно полюбоваться с южной площадки на весь Рим и отдохнуть. То есть, и вот эта вот экскурсия включает именно панорамные площадки, Яникульский холм, набережную Тибра, то есть интересная такая романтическая экскурсия, и еще почувствовать, как итальянцы ездили вот раньше, на каких автомобилях. Так, следующее у нас. Да, вот я вам обещала рассказать, что обзорная гастрономическая экскурсия. Это не только экскурсия, которая концентрируется на посещении каких-то мест, где можно испробовать там пармезан, тирамису, мороженое, самое такое основное. Но именно сопровождается рассказом о истории, потому что Рим – это музей. Рим – это музей, и нельзя просто вот так вот гулять и не обращая внимания. Всегда есть масса памятников, прекраснейшие площади, фонтаны. Ну, гуляя, часок-два, хочется куда-то зайти, что-то перекусить. Особенно любят все вот этот рынок, который тоже на гастрономической экскурсии был. Внизу у нас картиночка, это Кампо ди Фьори, луг цветов, где раньше инквизиция приводила в исполнение казнь. Ну, а сейчас там по утрам проходит рынок. И очень много местных фермеров, которые привозят свои фрукты, какие гастрономические особенности, они с удовольствием угощают. Люди пробуют, все в восторге, и в основном у нас всегда завершается экскурсия там. В общем, все довольны, познав историю Рима и вкусив, можно сказать, гастрономически, тоже такой вот оттенок Рима. Тоже одна из экскурсий. И спрятанный Рим, это не совсем такие тоже посещаемые места. Первая картинка Яникульский холм, я вам поставила, потому что туда часто мы попадаем, не успеваем. И после прогулки с Яникульского холма, где это уже с северной точки вид на Рим, мы спускаемся в квартал Трастевери, тоже очень особенное место, именно где по сегодняшний день местные жители любят провести по вечерам, посидеть, погулять, очень много тракторий, уличные музыканты, такая вот живой квартал города и для местных, и для туристов. Следующая церковь, которую я вам показала здесь рядом, Святого Климента, это церковь на 3 уровнях, это церковь, в которой можно провести больше 1,5 часов. Мы спускаемся на разные уровни исторические, мы посещаем уровень IV века, уровень I века, и не только знакомимся с раннехристианским творчеством, узнаем, что даже святой Кирилл, кому мы обязаны нашим алфавитом, который который был братом Мефодия, и создали глаголитику, наш алфавит, греки, 2 брата грека, он похоронен тоже в этой церкви. Но что интересно, что также мы посещаем еще и языческие культовые места в церкви Святого Климента. В самом низу одно из самых моих любимых мест. Здесь организовывают свадьбы. Это мавзолей Святой Констанции. Здесь похоронены 2 Констанции. Одна Констанция была дочерью императора Константина, которая приняла христианство, и другая раннехристианская первомученица, которая тоже похоронена в этом мавзолее. Мавзолей содержит форму ротонды, содержит римскую мозаику в форме растительных элементов и цветов, и неоднократно я попадала в этот мавзолей с туристами, и проходили здесь в такой приватной форме незабываемые свадебные венчания. Это возможно в Риме, это тоже модно, поэтому тоже предлагайте вашим туристам на будущее повенчаться, расписаться в Риме, в незабываемом месте и сделать потом фотосессию. Конечно, вот это вот мавзолей Святой Констанции. И рядом я вам поставила также фотографию. Это остров Тиберина. Остров, который находится на реке Тибр. Он расположен между двумя кварталами, еврейским кварталом и Трастевере. Вот тоже входит в спрятанный Рим. Прогулка, где находится церковь Святого Бартоломея и больница при Ватикане. Так. И в последнее время немножечко туристы у нас, скажем, поколения меняются, и молодежь все больше и больше интересуется современной историей Италии, поэтому я хочу подготовить еще побольше туров по XIX веку. И вот неоднократно у меня школьники, скажем, высших классов и университетов просили рассказать про Муссолини. Поэтому я подготовила экскурсию по местам Муссолини. И вы увидите на первой фотографии резиденцию Муссолини, которую выделяет очень влиятельный и богатейший персонаж тех времен, начала 20 века. Его звали принц Торлония, и принц Торлония выделил резиденцию. Поэтому здесь жил Муссолини, под этим дворцом находится также бункер, где он прятался. И здесь некоторые фотографии вы увидите современных кварталов Рима, Эур и недалеко от Ватикана, Форо Олимпико, которые были построены при Муссолини. И вот это вот уже, как вы видите, совсем другая архитектура, и, безусловно, я показала вам квадратный Колизей, как называют, очень напоминающий Колизей, только уже 20 века. Здесь сейчас зал конгрессов. И наверху, с правой стороны, площадь Венеция, где находился кабинет Муссолини. И, к сожалению, он не посещаем, когда проходят выставки, это место открыто, но был период, когда открывали, поэтому надеемся, что будет тоже возможность посетить и кабинет Муссолини. Вот это еще одна такая новая экскурсия. Ну и, безусловно, Рим – это большой музей, можно заходить в каждый зал и предлагать новые и новые экскурсии. Поэтому, если есть какие-то вопросы, пожалуйста, задавайте. Может, какие-то идеи, может, у кого-то клиенты что-то спрашивали, новое, пожалуйста, отвечу.
Коллеги, у меня были небольшие технические проблемы, сейчас все в порядке. Скажите, пожалуйста, есть ли у кого-то вопросы к гиду, к Ольге? В чате можете задавать. Ну, если вопросы возникнут попозже, мы с удовольствием ответим. Оль, спасибо большое за презентацию. Надеюсь, что у вас в городе скоро все восстановится уже окончательно. Мы с нетерпением этого ждем. И главное, мы ждем, когда откроются границы.
Да. Я вам тоже самое
снова
желаю.
посетить ваш прекрасный город. И
спасибо. Спасибо. Я вам тоже от всей души желаю, что я знаю, что в Санкт-Петербурге поменьше случаев, чем в Москве, но надеюсь, что быстрее закончится и для вас эта ситуация, и скоро мы вернемся в нормальную жизнь, все у нас будет хорошо, и будем путешествовать.
Да, очень всем хочется поскорее. Коллеги, друзья, спасибо вам большое, что сегодня были с нами, и, как говорится,